Merry Christmas, everyone. And I know I said I was going to do this sooner than now, but I have about 20 odd minutes to kill before I need to start getting ready for Christmas Eve Mass here in the family. So hopefully I can get this review done without having to compromise it too much. Um, so I decided to talk about Christmas Vacation, which is the third film in the Chevy Chase franchise of various vacation trips that, or vacations in general, that just go horribly wrong. So this one is the Christmas one, which takes place at the Griswold house, and hilarity ensues. I There's really not much else I can say about the plot, but it's very basic. It's like almost every other holiday movie that is out there, so I think most people can pick up on it really fast. I think the one thing I really do like about the movie is that while there are a lot of funny parts, I do kind of like how it does have this whole idea of his family coming together. They have their differences, they have their problems, but at the end of the day, they find the true meaning of Christmas, which that seems to be almost every Christmas movie. Again, the idea is that people get caught up in the holiday rush, but they don't stop to realize that the real reason for the season is being with family, taking care of each other, giving presents to show your appreciation and love for those you care about. Um, I, I think that the humor in it's basically a live action cartoon, and that does work to the movie's advantage. I kind of feel like cartoony slapstick antics usually tend to work better with live action than animation, because when I'm watching a cartoon, I know it's animated, I know it's not real, so the over the top violence and over the top reactions that happen, they can do whatever they want, but it's just funnier to me to see humans act cartoony because that's not how people normally act. And over the top comedy, it can be really funny if it's done well, and this movie does it very well. Unfortunately, I mean, there are some jokes I do feel like are kind of forced, like when Clark pulls down the staircase to get to the attic, and that staircase whacks him in the face. It's like that was kind of a silly pratfall, to be honest. But it does turn into something funny when he gets trapped in the attic and he's watching all these home movies of him as a kid, and his wife pulls the cord, and then Chevy Chase just goes flying down the staircase right on top of her. That was pretty funny. Um, the one thing that I think doesn't make sense in the movie is that Chevy Chase's neighbors, played by Julia Louis Dreyfus, and some guy that I don't think did anything after that. I don't really get why Chevy Chase doesn't like the yuppie neighbors. I mean, I guess the idea is, oh, they're yuppies, so they're jerks, but it's just like there really isn't any real scene. I mean, you do see that they are arrogant and kind of elitist, so I guess that's the point, but we don't really. What did this person do to you? We don't really see any reason why Clark has issues with these people, because we don't see we don't see these yuppies doing anything that's wrong or mean to Chevy Chase and his family. So, I mean, it does lead to some of the funnier lines, and it is kind of funny to see Chevy Chase go nuts as he does, like he did in the first movie, and just lose his head. I haven't seen the other vacation movies, but I'm assuming that's a running gag where he just reaches his breaking point and lashes out. Um, I think Randy Quaid. I haven't seen him in many other movies, but I think he was born to play the redneck family member that no one really likes. Or at least Clark doesn't like. So that was kind of funny. And they do give the movie some heart with him and his family living in an RV, and they're kind of struggling to survive. And then Clark tries to give the younger kids a good Christmas, so they at least have a nice memory. So that's really sweet. Um, it is kind of funny how Clark is obsessed with getting his Christmas bonus, which, I mean, yeah, a lot of people do go through that. I personally am not at that point yet. But it is kind of funny where he gets what he thinks is his Christmas bonus, but it turns out to be a gift card for Jello or something, and that was actually pretty funny. And it's also even funnier when the boss gets kidnapped and brought to Clark's house, and then yeah, I mean, I know it's a Christmas movie, but if someone got kidnapped and had that kind of money and that kind of power, they would not flip the switch in a hostage situation. Or, I mean, I think what would have happened in real life is that the boss would have said, okay, I'll give you your Christmas bonus, have Clark clapped in irons and thrown in jail, and then say, oh, I can't believe he fell for that. I don't think anyone would react that way in real life. So parts of it are a little unrealistic, but then again, as I said, it's a live action cartoon, so you really can't be expecting it to be that logical. Um, Most of the movie is just crazy escapade after crazy escapade, to be honest. And I'm not really sure what else I can say about the movie because I feel like it's one of those films where, I mean, it's a good movie, but it's not like It's a Wonderful Life or Christmas Story or White Christmas, where you could talk about those movies for hours on end, especially if you have someone with you who's seen those movies and loves them. But I definitely think this is a really good movie. At times, the humor can be a little much and a little forced, but I still think it's a very enjoyable film, and I think most people will enjoy it. So that's all I gotta say. I will post my guitar cover on New Year's Eve, and I will see you when I get to that. So, Merry Christmas, everyone.